Counting careless in the sky. What a thrilling time to be alive.
Good Saturday morning to you. It is Dawgs HQ Live from Redstone Market. It's Gday. It's here, finally. Unbelievable. And we are so excited to have you joining us. We're so excited to have all the folks out there at Redstone Market joining us. Jake Rowe, Jeremy Johnson, Rusty Mansell, all on scene. Jake Roos hosting from the mountains of North Georgia. Jake Rowe, break down the scene for us, brother. It's Dawgs HQ Live from Redstone Market. You got what appears to be a whiskey still in the background. You told me there's boiled peanuts somewhere. You got Dawgs HQ merch behind you, a couple of hay bales, looks like. What's the scene out there, brother?
Man, it's cool out here. Georgia fans already starting to show up here. We had a little trouble getting set up. It was, I don't know, man. You do these things once or twice, and you realize that you might as well just get ready for hookups. Might as well get ready for things to kind of catch up. But man, it's been fun out here already. We got boiled peanuts. We got the butcher shop inside. Come by and pick up your breakfast. Come by and get your stuff to take to your tailgate, whether it's grill it yourself or whether it's ready made. They've got stuff for you, and there's going to be going on all day out here. So if you're going to the football game, if you're going to the baseball game, it doesn't really matter. You can swing through out here and have a lot of fun.
Hey, look, listen, if you miss us out there, that doesn't mean don't come, right? That means go by Redstone Market today, get by, see them. Incredible butcher shop, incredible ready-made food. They got you set up. They're ready to rock and roll at all times, and they want to be your stop on the way in, on the way out, or just come hang with them during Gday. Hell, you don't even have to go to the game to go out and enjoy some delicious, delicious food and great cuts of meat.
No doubt, no doubt. And listen, I want to tell if you're watching right now, you're not about to listen to me the whole time. That's for sure. Rusty and Jeremy are going to pop in here. We're going to talk a little recruiting. We got some of that going on. We got some of our partners. We got Shane Heist and Mary Heist from Sunheis, and they're going to pop in here. We're going to talk to at least one of those guys about kind of their product. You can come out here and try their stuff on as well. Man, listen, Redstone it's only been open 8 weeks. All right, these guys have only been going at it 8 weeks, but already you can kind of see the response out here and kind of the way it's going. You drive by on the weekends, and it's popping. It's that way for a reason. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous venue, and we're excited to be here before Georgia plays its annual spring game.
Yeah, man. It's Gday. Look, Jake, it's finally here. We're excited. It's been a lot of build up to this one. A lot of people a little bit different, right? And not everybody happy about it. You can't necessarily watch this one on the tube. Looks like the Bulldog Network, though, will be doing this live radio broadcast. So you can listen to Gday this year. Rusty put that up on the Dog Walk message board over at Dawgs HQ. So you can get over and check that out and catch it that way. Hey, man. It's old school. Get out, go pick up something from Redstone Grill, throw it on the grill, get out, turn the radio up a little bit, turn your stream up, and have yourself a good time today. Maybe drink a cold beer along the way.
Absolutely. It's perfect. It's perfect for all of that. And like I said, man, once this is all over, once G-Day's over, this is the perfect place to swing by and get your stuff to take home for the Masters tomorrow to watch the final round. You can get you some stuff to take home to smoke up and grill for the It's one-stop shop here today. And plus, you can come out here and meet Dawgs HQ. We got a few T-shirts to give away as well. I think we've already given away one to one member that's been by here, but we've run into several folks that subscribe to the site or watch us on YouTube, and I expect there to be quite a few more.
Jake Rowe, I'm curious, what have you already put down your gullet this morning?
Nothing.
No, my God.
Nothing. Not yet.
Hungry as you've ever been.
That's why I'm not going to be on here the whole time. I'm going to sneak out and get a snack break.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to the snacks for sure. Excited for the tour around Redstone for sure. Jake, let's talk a little bit of Gday while we got you here before you get in and go explore everything they got to offer there at Redstone Market. Storylines to follow, Jake. We talked a little bit about this on the Thursday edition of the Georgia show. And I'm just curious, going into this one, what do you expect? Do you think that Nico Iamaleava is going to show up at Gday and play for Georgia?
Yeah, Iamaleava. Okay.
Whatever.
I told you on the way in this morning. I was listening to 99.3, and they had Kenny Rogers, and they had the Oak Ridge Boys, and all of them were singing about coming back and love. And I was like, man, I think they're trolling Tennessee fans today. But I tell you what, one thing I've noticed about this whole deal, there are a lot of fans that I've seen that are more empathetic towards their rival than they've ever been, because everybody knows they might be next. Everybody knows that they might be next. And I don't think Georgia's got to worry about that with Gunner. But, well, what a crappy situation there. And Georgia's not immune to having to deal with stuff on right around the spring game either. I mean, Barry Alexander decided to hightail it a couple of years ago. And, that was something fun to cover as we were getting ready to go cover a spring game. But listen, like you talked about, we got a lot of storylines coming into this thing. And there's hey, how's Gunner going to look? How's Georgia's new look offensive line going to be? I mean, they might have 3 starters out today. They're going to at least have 2 projected starters out. So what's that going to look like? There's a lot to contend with if you're Georgia. And I think when you're looking at storylines and you're talking about this thing, my number one, as I've gone on, this is kind of almost like a final prediction. You know what I'm saying? I think of it as so many young players. Rusty right there behind me. So many young players.
Hey, I'm just glad Rusty's upright this morning.
So many young players we're going to get a look at today, and that's what's going to be fun for me. Not just young players, but newcomers. 3 new safeties, 2 new receivers. So many different freshmen. They're going to get an opportunity to show that. Everybody was excited about that receiver class, right? Well, this is going to be an air show. Georgia's going to throw the ball a lot today. We're going to get a look at those guys. And we did put up earlier this week over at Dawgs HQ a list of 6, freshmen, just freshmen that we want to get to see in person. Obviously, Bo Walker's one of those guys. It's another big storyline too. But yeah, the young guys I think is kind of the big thing for me. And I'd be interested to see what Jeremy and Rusty have to say whenever they get a chance to talk about it.
Jake Rowe, shout out from Pearson. Mickey Brady says hello from Pearson.
My man Mickey. Yeah, Mickey, despite that name, Mickey will not kneecap you for not paying him on
time. Gator fan chiming in. Photon says, Gator fan here. Good luck to the Bulldogs today. Hey, we love to see it, man. We love to see it out here, everybody getting some love. And Jeremy got my production note. I can see that. Jake Rowe, we got a question here. Nathan Drake wants to know, do we know the format yet for today? Do we have any idea as to how they're going to handle this thing?
We don't even know rosters as far as, I don't even think they put those out, which is normally, something that they do. So, hey, this is subterfuge Gday. We're trying to trick everybody. All right, this is the way it goes. Winning Gday before, the lead up. Winning Gday, the lead up is all about, making sure people don't know what they're looking at while they're looking at it.
Absolutely. Listen, it's one of the more interesting ones, Jake. I don't know if you feel that way. I've felt that way throughout this whole spring. To me, this is one of the more interesting spring practices and one of the more interesting G-Days under Kirby Smart, just for the simple fact that it feels like there's a lot more unknown this season. A lot of change, a lot of big change. You get a change at the quarterback position. You get a change in, the safety position. Malachi Starks has been manning that area for so long. Michael Williams, a stalwart for them. Jalen Walker played a huge role. You lose 4 guys off of the offensive line. I mean, it's just a number of changes for Georgia. And some of it is, I wouldn't say necessarily alarming, but I think that people are just watching it a lot more closely than perhaps they always are.
Yeah, I would say that too. And it's harder to watch closely than it's ever been. This year, when you think about kind of the fact that it's not going to be able to. I still go back to the fact that it's frustrating that you won't be able to rewatch it. That's the tough part. But it's gonna be tough for a lot of people to keep an eye on it. And the only look you get at this is going to be kind of in real time. There's not going to be a lot of replays and restudying plays and things like that. And I don't know. Maybe that's the aim. But that also has to be just kind of a big storyline going in this one. There's so much to watch. There's so much you want to see, but it's going to be tougher to do. And that's why you need to be into town. Listen, if you haven't already made plans to come into town and catch the game, go out there and scalp some tickets. You might have to pay $12 for them instead of 10, but it's worth it, man. Come get a look at these dogs. Come get a look at what you got. Don't just trust what I got to say. Otherwise, it's not that much fun. Come see it for yourself.
I like that you said it's worth it for $12. The $10, maybe, we're really we're elevating the price here.
Yeah.
Derek T says it's great to bleed red and black. Jeremy says, let's go, boys. We've got on the way. Wife and I are en route, says Cody, Tony Wilson. Morning to you, DGD podcast. We appreciate you. Kiefer McDonald says, if I have to be at work all day, at least I can pretend like I'm there. And you can over at the Dog Walk message board at Dawgs HQ for sure.
And I like this one right here. Who's going to have
too.
the A.J. Turman type performance? Listen, I've been going to Ronnie Powell, but A.J. Turman is another one who used to tear it up on Gday. I liked A.J. Turman as a running back personally, but I just didn't work.
Absolutely.
It's funny how the whole A.J. Turman thing relates to what we're dealing with now, because I remember that one of the big uproars was when A.J. wanted to transfer, and Georgia first blocked his transfer and then said he couldn't go to X, 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 and X, and everybody was up in arms over it. And now, boy, are we on the other end of the spectrum.
AJ Turman would be demanding 1.5 million after Gday. I mean, that's you're going to keep me, or I'm going to Southern Cal.
Let's ask Rusty.
Let
me ask Rusty something real quick. Rusty, how much would AJ Turman fetch after one of his sterling Gday performances?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
more than me on senior trip.
Yeah.
Jeremy.
There's another one, Jonathan Rumpf, right there. That's another Gday superstar.
Oh, I loved Rumpf, man. I everybody wanted it so bad for Rumpf. Everybody wanted to see that guy.
The Rumphicorn.
Yeah, sure. Rump Squatch was always the one we used to say too.
Hey, let's get into a little recruiting here. I'm gonna pass this thing off to Rusty. All right?
For sure, absolutely. It's a huge recruiting day, guys. Look, the Dogs have 2 official visits in this weekend. Jira Edwards is here. Malachi Lee, offensive lineman, also in the building. A number of guys though on campus this weekend. Big visit list, and Rusty Manziel is on the scene at Redstone Market, and we are doing this live, so bear with us while we get our audio. I cannot hear you, Rusty. You grab that headset from Roe if you got it. Let's see. Well, the brain trust over here is getting it figured out. We'll keep going, but look, we've got a big weekend for the Dogs. Like I said, official visits, Jira Edwards out there. You've got Malachi Lee, offensive lineman from Hawaii. I'm a little skeptical on both of these guys. I'm interested to get Rusty's take. It feels like Edwards is a little bit early of a visit. Feels like he might have eyes a little bit elsewhere. Lee is going to be a hard pull, I think, just because of proximity, right? He comes from Hawaii, not traditional recruiting ground for Georgia. You saw that last year with Jaron, the quarterback who ended up at Oregon. You've seen that several times over the years when it comes to those Hawaii players. So it can be a bit tougher for them to land those guys. But let's see. You're muted right now, Rusty. You're on mute right now. You're still on mute. There you go.
Look, this is Jake's computer. It automatically mutes when you breathe. Okay.
There's no doubt about it. And listen, if you can see the backstage when Rusty and I do the Georgia show, that was quick. I'm impressed.
Dude. Hey, listen. I grew up with Atari. We had one button and a joystick. That's all we learned on. Okay.
We normally get about 4 you got me's before we get this thing rolling.
Yeah,
Rusty, first off, before we get into some of this G-Day recruiting, I touched on some of the official visits. Give us a little rundown of your take of Redstone out there, man. What's the scene like out there?
Dude, this smells good. I'm telling you now. I'm on a diet. I feel good. I'm just telling you, this place is for real. And listen, today's a test run for everybody, and this place is super awesome. And we got Dawgs HQ members here, guys that came out this morning. Glad to meet all you guys. Won't give you screen names. I know privacy, I guess, but Jake's over there talking to some guys. But I'll tell you this. This is a one-stop shop. Like, you got your brisket, you got your sandwich, they got your plates ready to go. They got all your hydration, ice, gas. I mean, this place is going to kill it in the fall when you come in. Like, you don't have to pack the night before. You can pull right in here. Huge parking lot. They got vendors here. This is a great spot, especially for a football game and a tailgate weekend, man. This is awesome.
Absolutely. Rusty, I touched on those official visits. Jira Edwards and Malachi Lee in town for the Georgia Bulldogs. Jira, one of the top 50 players in the country, a 4-star safety out of the Baltimore area, and then Malachi Lee coming all the way from Hawaii for this visit. Any feel on those two guys before we get into the rest of this list, Rusty?
You want some inside scoop on that Lee character? Longest arms they've ever measured at Georgia. Dude,
That's really saying something because
Let
they've
me
had
tell-
some long arm cats come through
let
there.
me tell you something. When I heard that late last night, longest time they've ever measured, sign me up. Sign me up. Here with his whole family. Look, it's a long way to go from Hawaii to Athens, but I was told that this is something they're taking serious, and Georgia's. Yeah, I'm gonna dig into this as we get into this more next week. But this young man, huge, very family oriented from his culture. Mom, dad, a couple brothers, sisters, a lot of family here, and this guy checks boxes now. We'll find out, but that is an impressive guy.
Absolutely, absolutely. And look, like I said, that's Hawaii's a tough pull. They seem to have pipeline schools pretty dedicated. I'm not sure Tennessee will be one of their pipeline schools.
My goodness.
Forward.
Ooh, what's the odds on he shows today? We got dog walk odds there.
No, I said I hope he shows up at the Gday game. Listen. There's more guys on campus than just those two. And I think one of the ones that we're watching primarily, and I wrote about this morning, the most important visitor in my mind this weekend, not necessarily those OVs, but his 5-star tight end, Mark Bowman, out of Mater Dei High School in Santa Ana, California. One of the top players in the country, was a 2027 guy, reclassified to 2026. That did not change the 5-star rating. He's still one of the best. 6'4", 240 pounds. He's built like a grown man already. They call him Baby Brock. What is your feel, Rusty? First off, on Mark Bowman as a player, I want to hear about this kid. What makes him so special? What makes him tick? And what makes him the 5-star that everybody's coveting?
I think before I say this, I don't get myself in trouble. I think Mark Bowman is the safest bet in the 2026 class. He's the safest bet. Like, if you take all the positions away, and you go, Rusty, tell me who's going to be an impact player in college football. Tell me in 3 years, we're going to sit here on all the mock drafts, and all your teams are hoping you get him. To me, it's Mark Bowman.
Yeah.
I might have some more car. Listen, Jake's asking for hoodies. I got to take care of my man.
We're slinging merch. We got the whole thing going.
I got Jake's boss is here. Andrew's here. We're trying to make sure everybody's clean now. Hey, it's a test run now. We got to make sure everybody's good.
Absolutely. Listen, Rusty, Mark Bowman, I think a lot of the buzz favoring Texas. A recent pick in the on-3 recruiting prediction machine when it comes to him. And the Texas Longhorns. And Texas is one of those schools that when they get out there and they get involved with a guy, especially heavily, people do get a little bit concerned about that. They start to think, okay, can we wrestle this guy back? I wrote that to me, this Gday visit feels like a little bit of a do or die with Mark Bowman because of that momentum with Texas. I think this is a chance for Georgia to wrestle that back in their favor. The family has been clear. They love Todd Hartley. They love the development of that position. They like how the Dogs practice. They've got Nate Frazier already on campus who played at Mater Dei High School, so he's going to have that insight and that connection as well. But the Longhorns are going to give people concern, Rusty, always.
Yeah, I think when you look at this, I just have a hard time going against Todd Hartley, but I'm not ready to say it's Georgia all the way. But I'll tell you that I just feel like, I don't know, this do or die is very important. This is a very important visit, and this guy's been to Georgia multiple times. Look, I think he's been here since late Wednesday night. I mean, you're going to get a guy Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and leave on Sunday. I don't know.
And not an official visit either.
Not an official visit. So I don't really know what all's going on there. Georgia's a real threat with him, and told him and Lincoln Keys, the other Georgia tight end commit. They've been together all day yesterday. They were together last night. They went to dinner last night. They're going to be there together today. So you like Lincoln Keys, a guy that I think people kind of don't talk much about. It's a kid from Michigan, and he's helping trying to get this guy to join him at Georgia. They had Caden Prothero on campus this week, so super strong tight end class, obviously. But for me, man, Mark Bowman, it starts with Mark Bowman. I think this is a guy that, to me, he's the surest bet in college football right now.
Yeah,
in high school football.
Sure. I always tell people to not underrate Lincoln Kies, man. Don't cross that guy off. People forget that guy everywhere he camped last summer, whether it was Michigan, whether it was Alabama, whether it was I'm going to bring Jake Rowe in here while he wanders the aisles of Redstone Market.
Hold online shopping
We got
right here.
live shot. We got live on the shot here. I don't know if he even knows he's on camera right now. He's muted, so we're just.
I'm well aware. I'm well
let
aware.
that roll. Maybe we get Jeremy to tell him that we've got him pulled up. I don't know.
Jeremy's handing out hoodies.
Yeah,
So
I hear you guys.
We got
Okay.
Jeremy.
Oh, there you go, Ro.
Yeah.
All right, there
Hey,
you go. We couldn't
check
hear
this
you.
out.
We didn't know you. All right, so Jake Rowe, you're in the cooler. Give us a rundown there. We're talking
Dude,
recruiting. So, what are we recruiting to the cooler today?
This is my favorite thing.
OV cakes.
This is my favorite thing about here. This is your wild game cooler right here. You catch stuff in here that you can't find anywhere else.
Wild game. What we got in there, man? We got some duck. What we got in there?
Got some pheasant. Got some bison. We got some elk. I mean, you got a little bit of everything in there.
All right. No, I'd love to hear it.
Big time.
Got a kind of a gift shop section right here, out here, where you can get your gift baskets, your Redstone merch, and then obviously what everybody really wants is the meat cooler. The seafood is not yet out,
Okay.
but if you saw the short we put up earlier this week, I mean, chicken, pork.
I'm already hungry, man.
I know you guys are looking to get this broadcast done so you can get in there and get some grub in your face. Jake Rowe, I know, tortured by having to walk by a meat counter and not touch anything or order from the people. Looking like a hot bar there, Jake. Am I right?
Totally. Yep, 100%.
Are we seeing this right? Are we seeing this live? Nico officially in the portal.
Oh man, is that happening while we're?
Pete Thamel just broke it. He's informed the team. Tennessee's moving on.
The headline I just saw was that Josh Heupel has informed has made the decision to move on, and Tennessee has moved on from Nico, and there are mass apologies deserved towards Pete Nakos today. I just want to say that.
Let me tell you something. Pete Nakos dropped him this week. I'll just tell you that, and stood his ground, and it takes a lot to break a story like that, and he trusted his sources, and he took a lot of heat, man. I've been on that side. When you hit publish, you better be right. And Pete Nakos from On3, big shout out, man, to Pete. We all work with him, and I loved our boss Shannon quote tweeting all the guys that said, "Hey, Pete's gonna get fired tomorrow. It's his last day." And Shannon quote tweeted the guys, "Guess what? This dude's getting a freaking raise on Monday."
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah,
listen, I said on the board, you come at the king, you best not miss. And
that's right.
People, listen, Pete Nakos earning them stripes out there, brother. He is in the trenches doing the work. So
jump in the ring with that ball Twitter. You better be ready.
If you're not on 3, if you're not at Dawgs HQ, get over there, man. That's the kind of stuff that they're breaking all the time. And listen, Georgia fans, just be thankful today, man. You're not going through all this craziness.
Beautiful day.
This is a PR nightmare for Nico, for Tennessee. This has been it is. Can you imagine, Rusty, the pallor over that game today, and what these people are going through moving into this, man? They're going to have to go portal shopping for a quarterback. Nico now on the outs. I saw somebody on the board that said this, and I thought it was a really salient point. They said a lot of this NIL stuff was launched by Tennessee and Nico and that big deal that they carved out. And then now we're seeing this all turn on their back. And I thought that was a really prescient point.
One thing, too, real quick, talk about Georgia plays Tennessee week 3. That'll be the first SEC game. And then you look at that, and you say, if it's Jake Merklinger, this is a guy out of Savannah, Georgia, huge Georgia kid, entire family Georgia people. You start thinking about Jake Merklinger and his first big SEC game ever, maybe he's going to get against the Dogs. Certainly a different scenario now. Georgia not playing Nico at week 3. They're going to probably play somebody else. So all interesting, man.
Absolutely. Northern Dog says it's Saturday in Athens. Questions from an out-of-state dog fan. Any word on some Dawgs HQ gear? Would love to rep the red and black up here. Keep up the strong work and go Dogs.
We're working on that. We've got this. Where's the other one I like? I got some new stuff in. So listen, I've been trying to do this for 5 years, get it right, and I'm real picky about my gear. You guys will like that. That's a cool.
Ooh, that's smooth. I like the white.
Smooth. I got you. And shout out to somebody told me get some white. I'm like, I'm not getting white. White was smooth. So we're gonna get a store link set up pretty soon. We got hoodies. The one thing I will tell you this on the Dawgs HQ gear, I can assure you it'll be good gear. It's not gonna be cheap t-shirts. So you might pay a little more. Your boy don't play with shrinkage and all that kind of stuff. I want a nice, good quality hoodie, and I want a nice, good quality T-shirt, and we're dialed in right there on that. So it has to be Jake Rowe. Has to be Jake Rowe approved. If I can't keep Jake comfortable, we're all in trouble. I got to keep my man.
The only shrinkage we're seeing is in Rusty Mansell, man. You looking tight, brother.
I feel like I got one. I feel like I got one red zone series left in me.
Yeah.
If I can get one rep, I'm trying to talk Kirby to give me one rep. And Gday, it didn't work.
A little. We're gonna run a little fade there to the back of the end zone for you, Rusty. We're gonna have Gunner just pop one in for you and let you go up over DeMello Jones. And
I'm gonna get out of here in a minute. I want you guys to dig in, recruit. We're gonna bring in Jeremy Johnson. We got some Dawgs HQ subscribers here. I'm gonna bring in Jeremy, and we got Jake. Jake's with Sunheis sunglasses over here, another one of our sponsors. So we appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate everybody joining in. And listen, man, I just be honest with you, this Redstone market right here, the exit coming in from Jefferson, everybody comes in this road to Athens. This place is huge. It's everything. I wish you could see the vendors behind this. They got meat, smoking. I mean, checks the boxes here, man. But thank you, everybody, for being here. We're going to have, Jake, we're going to have a live thread like we've never had one. And we understand people can't watch the game. That's out of our control. But we can give you everything. We're going to do series summaries, that type of thing. After the game, we will be able to have clips of the game. Can't do anything live during it. We can do player interviews. We'll go back over everything. So it's old school, man. You can listen to the radio and you can watch us talk about the game live. Jeremy's not allowed to say this, but Jeremy's already got some scoop on a committed elsewhere prospect. He's already got a story here that we haven't put up yet. Once Jeremy sees him today, we'll be able to put that story up too. We always like to wait to put our eyes on it. So there's your little Saturday morning tease, man.
Look, I told you yesterday, I said, I'm going to write this most important visitor, but somebody's going to show up. Welcome to Gday. Welcome to Gday.
I'm going to let Jeremy join you right here, but thanks for having us this morning, and we'll see everybody. We'll be here. We'll be here. Kevin Kiefer McDonald talks about Ryan Puglisi. I'll say this one thing. I heard Ryan Puglisi had a really good 2 weeks of practice. Like things really started to speed up for him. All the tools there, and I know his family. I know his family got here Thursday. Talked to his dad a little bit this week. Man, they're excited to be Georgia Bulldogs. Excited for everything that's going on here. They're you never say never with them, but this young man has got his eyes on trying to win the job at Georgia, whether it's now or whether it's down the road. This kid's here to compete. That says a lot about Ryan Puglisi. I'm gonna let Jeremy join in right here. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna take you out while we get Jeremy set up out there at Redstone Market. Guys, if you're not out there today, get by and see you. Llama 1028 says, great to see y'all today. Appreciate the t-shirt, stickers, and good conversation from Zach Collette. Zach, we appreciate you stopping by to hang at Redstone Market with the Dawgs HQ crew. Huge to see out there, and we love meeting the people. I'm up here stuck in the mountains, but somebody got to run the show, right? I drew the straw on that one. A big one, guys, though, today, like I said, for me, things I'm watching when it comes to Gday this week, the passing game. Obviously, everybody's going to be talking about Stockton versus Puglisi. How does that kind of play itself out? Who ends up kind of looking the best coming off of this? Not that will necessarily determine anything for the fall, and people will definitely read in too much into it one way or the other. It doesn't matter. That's always what happens. Bo Walker, a main storyline in this one, the freshman running back from Cedar Grove, then to Rabun Gap. He goes and kind of has a mixed success in his senior year of high school after a transfer. You're not necessarily sure how that plays itself out, but Bo Walker making some big noise in this spring camp. Jeremy Johnson live on set here from Redstone Market. Jeremy, tell me first off, before we get into some recruiting, we got to talk about that. I need to know, is your inner fat kid out there like Rusty's and Jake's? Because I mean, they've been talking about the smells, the sights, the sounds at Redstone today. Oh, you got the Jake Rowe Papa mute on. It may be on the headset. Get Jake to help you out. All right, we'll get Jeremy back in here in just a second when we get that mute issue figured out. But like I said, big storylines to follow. We've got, all right, there we go.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, there you go. You sound great, man. You sound great. I know you were just thinking about brisket. You weren't worried about unmuting the headset there. So,
Oh yeah, I got excited for sure. I woke up this morning and I could smell the barbecue from there. That's probably the best part about game days for me is just being able to drive. I just drive through town with my windows open, just be able to smell all the barbecue and stuff.
and what's on the menu for you today out there at Redstone, Jeremy? What you looking forward to getting to try?
I love brisket, so as soon as I can get out of here and go grab some, that's what I'm going to get.
Hey, listen, Rusty gave us a little lead-in tease, said that there's a committed elsewhere prospect. We're going to drop that story later over at Dawgs HQ, but I want to get into some Gday recruiting with you, Jeremy. I wrote about Mark Bowman as the most important visitor for this weekend. I think this is a chance for Georgia to kind of wrestle some momentum back from Texas. But outside of him and those official visits, Rusty and I had a chance to touch on those. Who are some of the main guys you're following on this Saturday as to where Georgia can kind of make some headway when it comes to this visit list?
Yeah, I definitely think a guy like Caden Prothro who's going to be here today. He's been on campus a ton, and I feel like Georgia's getting really up. They got a lot of momentum there, and I know they really like him, and he's in love with Georgia. So I think the fact that he's going to be here alongside Mark Bowman, that kind of says that they don't really. There's not a really a bad dynamic there. He wants to just be able to see Georgia when he can. And there's two receivers that I really like that haven't gotten offered yet, but I'm really wanting to keep an eye on what happens there. Deshaun Fed. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, but wide receiver out of Crisp County that has an opportunity to be really special. 1,400 yards, maybe 1,600 yards last year. He's an elite, big-time playmaker. Terrius Favors is another name that we've kind of thrown around a little bit. He's in town today, and I kind of want to see what happens with those two guys at the receiver position.
Yeah, that receiver position going to be super interesting, it feels like, Jeremy. A lot of guys in the mix for that this year, just like there were last year. I mean, we heard a lot of names. You got Brady Marchese already on the commit list. Georgia feels like they're in deep with several guys in this class when it comes to that receiver position. Talk to me a little bit about, I guess, Jira Edwards this weekend, though. We're talking about those official visits, and Malachi Lee and is one of those that Rusty and I had a chance to discuss pretty well at length. Hawaii, always a tough pull, but the whole family on campus, right? It's going to be interesting to follow that one. Jira Edwards, though, I know is a guy you've spoken to in the past. I know you've had a chance to kind of catch up with him. Top 50 player in the nation, one of the top safeties in the country. Where do things kind of sit with Jira Edwards coming into this official visit?
Yeah, I mean, at one point, I could definitely have said that Georgia probably was like one or two, maybe even top, the top school at one point. I mean, especially coming off that spring visit, he talked really highly about him. I know he's a kid that really enjoys Georgia's culture. I believe he had a family member that attended Georgia. I'm not 100% sure about that. I'm trying to remember who exactly it was. It might even been his mom, but his recruitment shifted a little bit. A&M and Auburn or some of these programs that have kind of come on strong, especially like after that visit to Georgia. This is Georgia's opportunity to kind of get back in it, and I know he's very interested in them. He likes their culture. Obviously, he's been kind of upfront about what his intentions are on the NIL side. So I think that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out as well.
Yeah, that's always going to be a consideration, especially here on, I guess, what we're going to call Nico Saturday. The NIL is what we should be talking about. A couple of commits on campus this weekend, Jeremy. Lincoln Kias is there. Vance Spafford is in town. You've got several other guys. Like I said, Marchese, I believe, is headed in. Talk to me a little bit about this Vance Spafford recruitment. One of the top receivers in the country. Speaking of that wideout position, Georgia committed to Georgia early. He's a West Coast guy. Those guys are tough to keep. USC's not making this easy. Nobody else is either. You caught up with Spafford a little bit ago, and he said, let him talk. What's kind of your feel on Vance Spafford coming into this trip?
I mean, as far as I know right now, I think he's kind of locked in, but obviously there's people knocking on his door, and anytime he can make a trip like this, it's almost like being able to rekindle that flame a little bit, just being able to make that cross-country trip and introduce yourself to some of the staff, get around some of the players and kind of, see this in person. Obviously you got USC kind of knocking on his door. He's right there. So it would almost be like a guy from Atlanta being committed to USC. You would just kind of expect that guy to end up at Georgia if it were reversed. But, as much as he's saying all the right things and he hasn't really, publicized taking any other visits. So I would say Georgia's still in a good spot to keep him. The summer is going to be big for him with official visits. Him, if he takes other visits, I mean, my antennas are going to go up because I think there's going to be some conversations that his family's going to have there.
Looking over this list, another guy that I'm real intrigued by, and I think Georgia fans are too, Ikini Agboko, the brother of Nnamdi Agboko, who's a Georgia defensive lineman. This kid, one of the top offensive tackles in the 2026 cycle. He had a teammate, and I don't want to mispronounce his name. Perhaps you know how to say his last name, and I don't. Iwatani, I think. Is it Ebenezer Iwatani?
Iwatani, that's what I would go with.
All right, Ebenezer Iwatani, who Georgia was looking at very heavily, one of the best edge prospects in the class. He kind of pulled it aside and goes to Notre Dame, commits to Notre Dame. But Ikini's still in the mix for the Georgia Bulldogs. Obviously, he's got the insight from his brother. Any feel on that recruitment, Jeremy? Because this would be a really huge land for Georgia.
Yeah, I really feel like Georgia's still in a decent spot there. I mean, he's kind of been. It's almost like, when he talks about Jordan, he talks about him like family. It's like, I'm just going to see my family over there. And every other visit after that is kind of like trying to see if that's exactly where he wants to be. I think Georgia has prioritized him. Obviously, Stacey Searles went up there to see him during the contact period. They've recruited him for a long time. So it's just one of those things where he's just kind of taking his time and, taking a look at everything before he tries to make a decision. Obviously, Clemson, NC State, North Carolina are all some programs that are going to be, programs to deal with there. But, obviously he's got his brother on the team, so he hears about what happens in practice every day. I mean, another guy is like that is PJD. Like, we talked about him a little bit this week.
Oh yeah,
those two recruitments kind of mirror each other, in my opinion.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Brothers on the team, they're getting some incredible insight into what Georgia has to offer, what the coaching's like there. The family knows them well. It's just kind of the full gamut. It makes a lot of sense. I'm not saying that makes it a slam dunk for Georgia, but it does make a lot of sense. Jeremy, we've got a commitment date today. Keelan Jones, 3-star safety out of Sprayberry High School. I've been harping, Jeremy, on just how sick the defensive backfield is at Sprayberry this year. You got Mark Manfred, you got 5-star Jordan Edmonds back there. You've got Keelan Jones back there. Jake Rowe compared Keelan Jones the other day to Javon Bullard, which has become like the comparison lately when you talk about hard-hitting, hard-nosed safeties. You've had a chance to see him in person, Jeremy. I'm curious your thoughts on Keelan Jones and how he could potentially fit in with the Bulldogs, who are heavily in the mix going into this commitment.
Yeah, that would be my that would have been the first thing out of my mouth. You had told me a couple months ago, hey, Keelan Jones is a target of Georgia. Like that's who he reminds me of. Javon Bullard is the perfect comparison. Even personality wise, I think there's a lot of those same quiet, really physical, very football oriented type guys. That's what this guy is. So he's very soft spoken. I mean, the times I've talked to him, he's just kind of been like matter of fact. And it's just like I just play football, and his story is really interesting because he's this time last year he hadn't even started a high school football game yet. Like, he was literally just trying to figure out if he was gonna have a role for Sprayberry. Like, he wasn't thinking about recruiting and none of that stuff. So like you start thinking about guys like that, there's an appreciation for everything that happens to him. So definitely Javon Bullard is a great comparison there.
Two more guys I want to ask you about, because we want to bring on our great friends Shane and Mary Heiss from Sunheis here in just a second. But under the radar names, Jeremy, you're one of the best in the business when it comes to spotting some of these dudes that not everybody's talking about well before they hit the scene. Two guys that are on my mind going into this one, and that's Daryl Rivers of McEachern, and then Whitley Cadeau out of Booker T. Washington. I know you've had a chance to see those guys in person and see kind of how they're built, how they're put together. Both guys have spoken highly of Georgia. Both guys have Georgia offers. Your thoughts on two very talented defensive linemen coming into this weekend?
Yeah, those two guys are the ones that I probably would have pointed to. They definitely look like, just walking around, look like guys that should play in the SEC. Cadu's about 6'5", 6'6", long arms, not a lot of bad weight. Just big, and he's got a big, huge frame that could probably add some more weight when he gets to college. Daryl's the same way, big, long, athletic. I mean, he played a little outside linebacker at Pebblebrook, and he did some drills at the Charlotte Under Armour camp last week. That I was like, man, I didn't know he could move like this. So he's another one that you could see a lot of Quintavious Johnson, and he had a similar body type around the same time in his development, and we've seen what's happened with him. So I'm interested to see what happens with Daryl Rivers and Whitley Wiley Cadeau over the next couple months and the next couple years, honestly, just with their development physically. The two receivers I mentioned earlier are probably two guys that I don't think we've talked about a lot uh, that I think are guys that have a chance to be really good as well. Favors and Fed, two guys that make a lot of plays here in the state of Georgia that people are have been talking about on the high school level for the last 2 years. So interesting to see Georgia get in on their recruitments at some point.
It feels to me, Jeremy, like a very deep year when it comes to the state of Georgia in terms of uncovered gems, man. There's some guys that are still running in that 3-star range that not everybody's talking about, but great evaluations, I think, can really benefit Georgia in a big way in this class with some of these under-the-radar talents.
Yeah, it's a deep class this year. I mean, we obviously have the guys up top that we know about, that we've covered, but there's new guys popping up every week. I mean, it's almost weekly now where I'm like, who is this guy? And I go turn on their tape, and I'm like, oh, he can play. And you start looking at some of the measurables of some of these guys, like, okay, and it makes sense. So yeah, it's definitely a good year to be looking for underrated guys for sure.
All right, fantastic. Jeremy Johnson on site. We're going to bring in our friends Shane and Mary Heist. Jeremy, we know you'll have the photo gallery up today. We know that we'll be catching up. You and I will be catching up with some of these guys after Gday as well. Huge weekend for Georgia recruiting, man. One of those that can set the stage for things moving forward. Get over, Jeremy. We know you got to go get some brisket in you, brother. So we'll be talking with you soon and catch you on the message board.
Good to see y'all. Thank you.
All right, Jeremy Johnson, guys, great stuff on Georgia recruiting here on Gday. Looking forward to seeing who shows up, and get over to Dawgs HQ. Check out that link. See what's going on in terms of who they're going to bring in, this committed elsewhere prospect. We will have that story coming. Full coverage too of the Keelan Jones commitment, wherever that goes. Florida in the mix for him. Georgia Tech's been recruiting him hard. Duke has been in the mix as well. So it's one of those situations where there's a lot of players for this guy. He's a player in the state that you need to know. Sprayberry High School, really impactful safety out of there, and a guy who makes all the sense in Georgia's secondary. They've been on him for some time, and really looking forward to see where that one goes. All right, we got a guest coming on here. Excited to have him on, my man Shane Heist out of Sunheis. And Shane, I'm just going to match that energy while you're here, brother. Nice. I'm putting my cottonwoods on while we're hanging out. Shane Heist of Sunheis.com. Look, guys, great sunglasses at a great price. You can go over, check them out. Use DawgsHQ 20 for 20% off your first purchase. We'd love to see you get out there. These things are made well. They're super light. They're made for all your adventures. And Shane, thank you so much for being a partner with Dawgs HQ. And just tell the people a little bit about your story, man. We know you're a local guy. I'm sure you're spending a lot of time at Redstone, given that you live just up the road, too.
Absolutely, man. I tell you what, I think I've packed on about 5 or 10 pounds since Redstone opened. It's our favorite little neat shop to come to. Yeah, man. We started Sunheis in 2020. I've been in the industry for over 20 years, and honestly, I just got so darn tired of seeing expensive shades that would always fail me on my next adventure. And so that was always my passion, to go out there and create an eyewear line that was the same comparable quality as you'd find from any of the big boys, but at a fraction of the price. So, yeah, man, we're in year 5, having great success so far, and, constantly launching new frames. We got another 6 frames that are going to be dropping here in the next 30 days. So excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
man.
excited to be working with you guys. Go Dogs.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Look, I don't know what kind of gnomes or elves you got working for me, but I put my order in on a Monday. I got the thing on Wednesday, man, and it came fully stocked. So you guys got the shipping down to a T also. It's super quick. I know, Shane, that you are super involved in the community. You love the Athens community, the Jefferson community. I'm curious, man, you guys give back in so many ways. Talk to us a little bit about some of the initiatives that Sunheis is working with and partnered with that are benefiting the local community.
Absolutely. So, as I mentioned, we're big adventurers. We're always outdoors doing something, whether it's mountain biking, rafting, hiking, you name it. And, for us, it was all about trying to make sure that we still have this beautiful place on down the road. So we're very involved with reforestation. That each one of our frames is named after a tree, and there is a tree planted through One Tree Planted, our partner, for each pair of glasses that are sold. So definitely our way of giving back. And then we've also been plugging into some local deals that we're getting more involved in.
Absolutely.
Anything from, I've got 10 years of sobriety and recovery, and so I'm always looking to lend a helping hand and anyone that's struggling out there with that. So yeah, man,
Love it.
just
Love
we
it.
love this community. This is our home, and so this is where we are really starting to focus the most of our energies.
Shane, I got to ask you, I'm going to put you on the spot with this one. What is your favorite thing about the Sunheis product? Is it the light frames? Is it the price? Is it the polarization? I mean, I'm going to put you on the spot. You can only pick one, but you got to tell me
Fair
your favorite
enough.
thing about your sunglasses.
Oh, you don't want to hear the old, all of the above. No.
Yeah, right.
For me, it's the lightweightness, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I can wear these bad boys all day long, and at the end of the day, on a full sun day like this, I'm like, oh crap, where are my shades? Oh, they're on my face, right where they're supposed to be. And that's true about all of our frames. With the Swiss nylon technology that we use for our frames, they're super lightweight, yet very durable and flexible. 9 times out of 10, you sit on them, the lenses will pop out and they'll pop right back in. So
yeah, I love that. I love
man.
that. Listen, I know that you're not just a sunglass guy, though. I know you're a dog fan as well. What are you going to be looking for out of Gday, man? What's Shane Heiss got his eyes on when it comes to Saturday Between the Hedges?
Man, I'm just excited to see so much of this young talent and see who's going to emerge, and I'm excited about the seeing what this offensive line can do as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody's ready to see some of these guys get out there and see if they can get the trenches fixed. Are you a Fire Stacy Searles guy, Shane?
No comment.
I love it.
I told you I
That's
love my
that's a
local
businessman
community,
right
man.
there.
I'm not. Yeah, man. I'm not stepping on any toes. You know.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Shane. Look, get over, give the people a pitch, man. Sunheis.com, code DawgsHQ20. Tell them what they can get. Tell them what it's all about, man.
Yeah, for sure. We'd love to have anyone try us out. You're taking no risk free. If you don't like them, send them back. We're very confident in our product. We stand behind it with a lifetime warranty. All the free swag that comes with it, the case, the cloth, the whole 9 yards. So we don't try to shortcut anything when it comes to bringing the best product to our customers.
Well,
and
Shane,
as you said, it's always free shipping and it's super quick.
Yeah,
Our
absolutely.
whole motto
Absolutely.
is if we get it in by 3 o'clock, if we get an order in by 3 o'clock, we ship out same day. So
well, listen, it's very clear. Like I said, man, when I got the case, I got the cleaning cloth, I got the whole deal, got the little
awesome.
sunglass necklace in there, got some great stickers in the box too. So guys, get over to sunheis.com, check them out. DawgsHQ20, 20% off your first purchase. They got new styles dropping. They fit my big ass head, so you know that they're going to be good for you as well.
And
Shane, thank you guys so much for being a partner with us. We appreciate you, man, and we look forward to hanging with you even more.
Yeah, thank you so much. Go Dogs.
Absolutely. All right. Good. Go Dogs, man. Yeah, sunheis.com, guys. Get over and check them out. Shane and the boys out there at Redstone Market, excuse me, out in Jefferson, just down from Jefferson, right into Athens. My man Jake Rowe on the scene, coming back in. He's been running around. I know he got to taste something along the way. There's no way he made it out of that market without a little bit of food in his belly.
Yeah, I had some. My wife had actually made me a plate over here. I had some bacon and pimento cheese eggs, which was fantastic. Fantastic. I never knew my eggs needed pimento cheese until today.
Yeah, that's not something I'd really thought about. That's a great idea, actually.
Yeah.
Jake, Redstone Market been so gracious to us. Sunheis been such good partners for us as well. Appreciate both of those guys having us out and being a part of the show today. Moving into this Gday, Jake, you saw the breaking news about Nico and Tennessee moving on. I'm curious, given all the drama, does this feel like a little bit of a drama-less Gday?
In some ways, yeah. I mean, it's
it's very quiet. You know, I mean, for there to be as much transition as there is going on at Georgia and new guys, new positions. I mean, Georgia could challenge its record of number of guys drafted this year, and for all of that to be going on, there just doesn't seem to be a ton of buzz. And I think that comes down to bringing in the type of guys that Georgia really wants to bring in, and having the retention that Georgia really wants to have. And when you do that, the carryover and everything that goes on, it's just not going to be as exciting and as dramatic as it can be. And we've had Gdays where there has been drama. I brought up the Bear Alexander thing earlier. It was like a couple of hours before the spring game, I believe it was. Bear Alexander, it was announced that he wasn't going to he was going to enter the portal. And now Tennessee's dealing with that same thing with Nico. But I'll say this, Kirby's caught some flack, not just from Georgia fans, but from other people about hey, I don't want guys who make money the main thing. And I'm sure money is going to be a very big thing for a lot of guys. But when you're talking about that whole philosophy, this is what you're trying to avoid. What Tennessee's going through right now, that's exactly what you're trying to avoid. And Georgia's done a pretty good job of dealing with it. I mean, I know they had Carson Beck kind of come out of the draft and transfer to Miami at the end of the year, but that's exactly what that looked like. That was a guy that had planned to go to the NFL draft and was getting ready to make it happen. And then somebody came along and they were like, hey, if you want to stay in college, how about this money right here? And they did that. And that's why Carson Beck is playing at Miami now. But apparently no longer dating a Cavender. So.
Hey, I think Nico was also saying, "Hey, how about this money here?" And that's where it all kind of fell apart.
Yeah,
seemingly.
Hey, I just want to say something real quick. Our good buddy Mason Quarles, who won
the Georgia Rodeo tickets.
Georgia Rodeo tickets, right? He has dropped by over here and he is hanging out with Rusty over here. We were just hanging out with him a minute ago.
Did Mason have a good time at the Georgia Rodeo?
He said he had a blast. He actually got there. We left. It started raining. It rained for about 15 minutes, and we're like, dude, it's already kind of cold and windy, and now it's raining and we're wet. Let's just get out of here because the parking lot was a little muddy and it rained all night the night before. So we got out a little bit early after the first couple of sets and seeing some of the rodeo part of it. And apparently he came in after that and he got to see Zach Top and the Red Clay Strays. We did not get to see that, my family and I, or anybody from Dawgs HQ. But listen, we had big morning to come up and we had to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's been wall to wall. Jake, any parting shots here as we lead up into this Gday? We move forward. You guys, I know, got to get out there, enjoy some brisket, enjoy some sausages, get out there and have some fun with the people at Redstone and say hello to the subscribers. But is there anything on your mind as we move forward and kind of take this thing on into Gday?
Yeah, I think that I alluded to it just a minute ago. When it comes to what Georgia has going on and the way Georgia's kind of handling this transfer portal market and this and the NIL market, I don't know how everybody else feels. And listen, I've got my criticisms of Kirby Smart and kind of the way he handles things and the secrecy and all of that. But that philosophy that he has about retention and trying to get the right kids and the kids that are passionate about the game and want to play this game at a high level, regardless of how much money they're making. I think that's a stance that's getting validated every single day. And I'm not saying it's going to win him any championships, but it's going to bring a stability and a sustainability to what Georgia's doing. It's going to keep them in the mix constantly, keep them competitive, and give them opportunities to kind of get back to where they were in back-to-back seasons. Let's not forget that, yeah, things have changed since then, but the transfer portal and NIL were big things in 2021 and 2022 as well. Things have changed, don't get me wrong, but it's not like we haven't seen Georgia be able to handle this. And from what we've seen in the past week, I think it's just pretty clear that there is a method to that madness and the way it's going about. And excited to get a look at this team today. Disappointed not going to get a lot of looks at this team in terms of replay and being able to go over and dissect every play. But ultimately, Georgia's got an opportunity to kind of put on a show for its fans. Then I'm really interested to see what that turnout's going to be with there being no television.
Jake, give me one big prediction for Gday.
I think Ryan Puglisi has the better day at quarterback. I just think that, and that's a tough thing for me to say because Gunnar is so great pushing the ball downfield, and I think he's going to hit some plays. But I think the drop off between between the first team defense and the second team defense is such that Ryan Puglisi is going to be able to do some really positive things. So I think both quarterbacks have solid days, but I think Ryan Puglisi probably comes away with the better one.
All right. Big stuff, guys. Look, Gday upon us. We appreciate everybody tuning in. We appreciate Shane Heist joining in the broadcast from Redstone Market. Go check out sunheis.com. DawgsHQ 20 get you 20% off your first purchase. If you're going to Gday, if you're leaving from Gday, if you're going to Georgia baseball, if you don't give a damn about Georgia sports at all, but you're going through the Jefferson/Athens area, get by Redstone Market. Get you something to throw on the grill. Get you something to enjoy for the Masters. Treat yourself on a Monday. Kickoff Friday with it. They've got you covered, ready to eat food. They got stuff in the freezer, wild game, etc., etc. They got you covered up at Redstone Market. We appreciate them having us out there. We appreciate Sunheis being a partner as well. Shout out to Jeremy. Shout out to Rusty. Appreciate them joining us. Jake Rowe, he's just here, but we appreciate him too. Guys, get over to Dawgs HQ. It's going to be one of the most epic game threads that we've ever had because this one ain't going to be on TV. So we got you covered play by play. We're going to have you covered with play summaries, series summaries, the whole 9 yards. We'll have recruiting updates coming. Get over to Dawgs HQ. Check it out. You can get $1 for 7 days. It's a great time to do it. Check out, see what all of it, the hype is about. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Happy Gday. We're here. And look forward to serving you over at Dawgs HQ. We'll talk to you soon.